Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. Make sure that you subscribe before you leave, that way you'll never miss out on another video. I upload 3 times a week, and every single Friday is a free pick a card reading, so you don't want to miss out. Okay, today's reading is going to be just messages from the universe for us. Messages that the universe is trying to send us with this new moon energy that we're having on Sunday, which is also Diwali, which is also like the most luckiest night of the year. So you want to make sure that you are ready with all your rituals and everything, which comes to my next announcement. On the night of Diwali, I'm going to be charging a lot of things. And a lot of you have been asking me, will I be doing rituals and stuff? And yeah, I will be. And all the stuff that I do will be up in my store within the next week. Everything that I charge on Diwali, it's going to be up in my store. The link to my store is in the description box. These are a few of the things that are going to be up in my store. I'm going to be preparing these candles for money and love. And also, if you guys want to get your hands on a love herbal blend or a protection herbal blend, these are really, really good to like sprinkle in your front yard or in candles. And also, these are going to be Sri Yantra manifestation powders that are going to be going up after Diwali. I might even put them up before, but anyways, now that all of that is out of the way, what you're going to do is pick a card. Pick card number 1, 2, 3, or 4. And whichever one you're drawn to, whichever one you're pulled towards, and let's go ahead and start the reading. So what is the universe trying to tell us? What do we need to know? Okay, for everybody that picked card group number 1, let's get started. The first card that comes up is the boundaries card. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? That's really interesting to me that that is right next to the Lover's card. And this shows me kind of what's going on within you. It's like this inner turmoil because I feel like you're allowing people to walk all over you. And these are especially the people that are closest to you. And I kind of feel like you're being overly nice. And maybe people don't even mean to take advantage, but it happens, you know. Sometimes we're too nice, we're too giving and caring. We're just there all the time for these people, and it's kind of draining your energy. So you now have to create boundaries, and you really need to step in and say no whenever you need to say no. Also, the pattern for the Sri Yantra is right in the middle of these two lovers. So I also feel like you have to set boundaries in your relationships so that you can create your life in the way you want to. Because if you don't create these boundaries and people kind of walk all over you and step all over you, and you say no, you say yes when you want to say no, these are creating blocks, and these are just creating more tense energy and negative energy from within you because it's something you don't want to do. And it's just, there's certain lines you don't want to be crossed, but you're kind of not speaking up about that. And also, I feel like you may have been having some dreams lately, maybe some weird dreams lately. And I feel like that is your subconscious mind just trying to let you know, like, hey, we need to start speaking up for ourselves. We need to start saying how we feel and what we truly feel without being afraid, because we need to speak our truth more. I feel like the more and more you can speak your truth, the more and more you're going to free yourself and find a lot of peace within yourself, because you'll be making your own decisions the way you want to, you know, without input from other people, without having to worry about other people. I feel like that's what's going on with you too, is like you're very, very worried about everybody, what everybody thinks, or, you know, what everybody will react to if you do something a certain way. And another message that is really coming through is solitude. In silence, peace prevails. So I feel like, okay, this message is very, very clear. There's an owl on her shoulders, and she is just sitting there alone in silence and at peace, in bliss. And I feel like the universe is trying to tell you, hey, you need a timeout, you need a breather, you need to sit like alone in silence and just be at peace. So everybody sits alone differently, if that makes sense. Let me explain. Like, when I want to be completely alone, I want to be alone, but I want to make my environment just beautiful to me. So I will light incense and candles and, you know, pull out my cards because I'll just have a tarot card session with myself, you know, me in a conversation with the universe. That's how I take my me time lately. And that's what makes me happy. You need to find something that makes you happy where it's you time and you're just sitting and finding a way to connect with the universe or connect with your own intuition. Because when you can do that, and the more and more that you can do that, you are tapping into your intuition. And when you're tapping into your intuition, you're actually tapping into the universe. So I feel like that's a very important message that you brought on this reading to hear. Thank you so much for coming here for this reading, and I'll talk to you in my next one. For everybody that picked card group number 2, this reading is very beautiful just by looking at the cards right now. The first card that comes up is the yes card. Just say yes. Okay. So I feel like the message from the universe here, and this is powerful because we're channeling this message around this time right now where the new moon is coming up, and on the night of the new moon, it's also Diwali. So I feel like these are heavy messages from the universe coming directly to you. And there's been something that you have been wanting confirmation about, or something that you have been wanting to start, or maybe a conversation that you've been wanting to have. Maybe something that you've been wanting to buy. Whatever it is, I feel like the message for you is say yes. There have been doubts and fears and insecurities, maybe even guilt and shame, anger, whatever, that have been holding you back and keeping you back from moving forward and just from saying yes to this thing or person. And it's time. It's time for you to just move forward, and it's time for you to do something a little bit different, and it's time for you to just own your decision and own, how do I say this? It's time for you to own what you want to do with your life. Own it, like grab it, take it, and just say yes. And that comes to the next card, which is consciousness. So I feel like you know deep within your consciousness that what it is that you want, whatever you needed this yes for, I feel like you always knew you were going to do this or head this way or, you know, follow this path, whatever this is. You always knew that you would end up there or end up with that person or end up with that job, whatever it is, but you were afraid to act on it. I feel like you were kind of living through your ego, because your ego always stops you from a lot of things. And now you're living from a place of consciousness. You're discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. You're discovering your truth. You're being able to listen to your own voice. When you say yes to this thing or this person, this opportunity, whatever it is, you are tapping into the universe. You are tapping into universal energy, and you are shifting your vibration to a higher level because you're doing something that actually excites you. You're doing something that makes you happy, and it inspires you, and you've been afraid to say yes to this for a long time because of, you know, whatever was blocking you, and now you're ready to say yes, and I guess you just needed a confirmation, and this is it. And this card right here, this is the card 5. 5 is the number of change. So I feel like change is coming, but a really good change, a change that you have been wanting. This is the song of the siren, the call. See? I actually have a tattoo on my foot, and it's by a poet named Rumi, and it says, respond to every call that excites your spirit. And so, I don't know, I felt like telling you that quote because that quote has changed my life in so many ways, because it taught me that when something excites you and you go towards it, you're raising your vibration. There's a reason that you get excited, you know, it's a vibrational alignment. That's what that excitement is. And if you follow it, imagine like all the doors that open. And summoning, voice, to acknowledge. This is also all about your throat chakra. So I feel like your throat chakra is getting activated, your throat chakra is opening up, and you are able to speak your truth. You're able to speak what's on your mind, what you need to say. And what you need to say right now is yes to something or someone or something you have been wanting for a while. So this was a really good, very deep, intense reading. I hope that it gave you some clarity and it gave you some guidance. Thank you so much for watching. For everybody that picked card group number 3, let's get started with your reading. So what is the universe trying to tell you? What do you need to hear? The first message that comes up is share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution and expression. I feel like this, so we just had group number 2 was heavy messages about throat chakra opening up. And I feel like for you guys too, it's your throat chakra that's really opening up. And when your throat chakra is activating, it's like you feel the need to express yourself more and you feel the need to say what's on your mind more. And you just are tired of hiding yourself. And I feel like you've been hiding yourself for so long that so much stress has come from it. And also you have sacrificed so much of yourself and so much of who you are because you were afraid to let people know who you are and see who you are. And I feel like that you're just tired of it now. Now you want to come out of the cave, basically. You want to come out and you want to see the world and you want to see all the opportunities and you just want to see more of life now. And like all of this hiding that you were doing was just creating so much stress for you where you just felt like you were losing control of yourself. You were losing yourself. Basically, you were losing yourself, and just feeling lost and feeling like you don't even know where to go or how to even begin the next step. And it was because you were suppressing your own self, suppressing your truth, and just suppressing a lot of what you truly wanted to say and a lot of the way you want to live your lifestyle. I feel like you hid that a lot because maybe you think people might think you're weird or maybe your family wouldn't approve, whatever the case may be. But now you're coming into this newfound perception where you just don't care. Like you want to live in your truth. You don't want to sacrifice who you are anymore. You don't want to make sacrifices that are destroying you. There are sacrifices that sometimes we make that is good for us. But then there are those that can really destroy you. And I feel like that's what you have been doing by just hiding yourself. You're sacrificing your own spirit, your own self. You're sacrificing your spirit with your intuition. You're sacrificing your spirit with the universe. And now you're just done with it. That's the number 11. The number 11 is very, very profound when it comes to transformation, like alchemy, spiritual growth, spiritual healing. I feel like all of that is going on right now. And another message is to begin now and take your first step. So here it's like you're leaving this place of comfort. I feel like that place you were hiding behind the cave, right? And that place that you built for yourself to hide, it became like a place of comfort. You felt very comfortable there and you were getting too comfortable there. And now it's saying you're coming out. You basically are taking your first steps out of your comfort zone into becoming who you truly are. And you've already begun the journey and it has not been easy. I see that it hasn't been easy because you've had to say goodbye to either certain people or something or a job or something. You had to say goodbye to it or you want to say goodbye. It's either one or the other. Either you want to say goodbye to something and you're kind of ready, but you're kind of not. But I feel like the message here is that you are on your way to being ready to say goodbye to the things and people that don't vibrationally align with you. Maybe in the past you were afraid to let these things or people go, but now it's like, okay, I can't do this anymore. If it doesn't feel right, then it doesn't feel right. I can't keep walking on a path that doesn't feel right to me because that's definitely lowering your vibration. And when you lower your vibration, that's not a good thing, So I feel like a huge transformation is happening within you and you're feeling it and you're actually kind of liking it. It's kind of like revelations coming in that are really making you feel free. So that was your message. I hope that it gave you a little bit of clarity and guidance. And thank you so much for watching. For everybody that picked card group number 4, let's get started with your reading now. Okay, so the first message that comes up is to trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? This is very interesting that it's next to the laziness card. So the laziness card is this, it goes kind of deep. Okay, so laziness, here's the thing with laziness. There's kind of 2 different kinds of laziness. One, when you're feeling lazy and you're not doing anything, but you're content and you're okay. You know that you're safe, and you know that you just know things are okay, and you feel happy and content and bliss within that laziness. That's a different kind of laziness. And then there's another kind of laziness where you don't have hope. You don't want to do anything because you aren't inspired or motivated. That's a different kind of laziness. So right now you're being asked to see in your times of laziness, what kind of laziness do you have? And also to ask yourself that question. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Like, if you knew you were supported, it's that kind of laziness where you just sit down and you just know that the money's coming in, that everything is okay, that you're happy, that you're grateful, that your life is blessed. Like, what would that look like? What would that blessed life look like? I feel like the universe is really asking you to make it clear, so that when you move forward, as soon as you make this clear to the universe, that's when things can start shifting and changing in your favor. That comes to the Imrama card, Wonder Voyage, crossing deep waters. It's a journey of the soul. So yeah, I feel like this is a very inward transformational time for you, and the universe is nudging you like, hey, you got to let me know what you want. You have to let me know what you want your life to look like. So I feel like I would really suggest to do scripting, or to write down the stuff that you want to manifest on a bay leaf, burn it. You can even, there's so many ways, like just take out a pen and paper and just list the things that you want your life to look like. That's a huge thing right there. That's a ritual right there. So the next card that comes up is a Wise Leader card. You are a beacon for others. So this card is saying to really, first of all, ask yourself that question. If you knew you were supported, what would you do? What would your life look like? If you knew that the universe is like if you were to put in an order to the universe right now and say, okay, universe, I want my life to look like this and this and this and blah, 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 blah. I feel like that's what the universe is asking you to do, and to trust in everything that you're writing down. Trust that that is your path. Trust that you want those things because you're vibrationally aligned to those things. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a desire for them within you. So these things are in your consciousness, in your reality for a reason. Even if they are just thoughts right now, they will manifest. But you have to trust in your intuition. You have to trust in your truth. And you just have to trust in the universe or God or your higher self, whatever it is that you believe in. And by doing this, when your life starts to shift, I feel like a lot of people are going to look at you and come to you. They're just going to see this energy radiating from you, where, you know how sometimes you're just drawn to specific people and then you don't even understand why. Like, you just want to talk to them and tell them your whole story and hear their whole story. Like, it's like a deep connection, like a friendship kind of a connection. And I feel like that's what is coming for you, where people are going to see this shift in your life and your personality and your energy, and they're just going to want to come to you and be like, hey, what did you do? Or what are you doing? Or you might even have like a new glow, and people will be like, hey, your skin is looking extra nice. Like, you'll just find people coming to you. And I feel like it's because you will put in your order to the universe, and really trust that the things that you desire are the things that are actually meant for you. Vibrationally, they're aligned to you. Okay, so that was your reading. I hope that it gave you some clarity and some guidance. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!